Namaste to all of you. To one of my previous videos, Rameshwari has raised a question, rather multiple things. She had a lot of patience to write a big essay. Some people have patience. I don't have. She writes, Triple Prostration Swami. This is Rameshwari. As you said, I have understood that life is choiceless, hard way, many times. When mind takes over, becomes unconscious in doership mode, ego creeps in. Again, every time I recite your mantra, we are not doers. Many times, once again, when I interact with others, when they achieve success, they claim that they made their destiny. But the same person, when their things don't go their way, helpless, they say it's all Lord's doing. What can one do about it? If I reflect back, I also used to talk this way according to convenience and immediately blame others. We don't want to take responsibility for unfavorable situations in doership mode. When problems arise, I just worry and stress out. But in actual, Lord Himself will solve the problem. After it is solved, ego creeps in, and that we solve the problem with our own intelligence. You said every individual is unique from childhood. I have grown up like a parasite. I have listened to everyone, conditioned my brain to fixed opinions. Due to these fixed views, I never had complete faith in you. I just attended exams and feel that you should solve all my problems. I only feel I love you, but I never loved you or anybody unconditionally. I only cared about my family problems. How can you love a mean person like me unconditionally? How can you see me as your family? Even when you met with accident, instead of praying, I was trying to reason and question. I didn't even understand what prayogi means and how much sacrificial job it is. In spite of knowing all this, how can you accept a challenging, immature, confused, imbalanced, shameless person like me? If you had conditioned me, maybe I would have realized earlier in life that is Lord's will. Maybe only when we are ready and open, we have to go through all this in life. When you were a boy, Guru asked to jump from the hill, didn't condition the brain for a fraction of a second, the pain the body has to go through. Even now in non-doership mode, can I ever reach that state somewhere in mind? Fear of pain exists. It is more than fear of death. It is fear of pain if any body part is lost or damaged. It is fear of pain that body has to go through beyond tolerance. Though you know it is also choiceless, still fear lingers. Lord will not go through my body pains. When one is in hospital going through pain, there is no control over your body mind. How can one stay balanced? When the pain is severe, it outweighs your courage and strength. How can one remain calm? Swami, you said you belong to another plane. You are programmed as a prayogi. You know everything. You can remain balanced. But what about a person like me, where the memory chip has been conditioned from so many births? I have been at extremities for no reason many times. I feel emotions, sadness. I feel I am a psychomaniac person. Still, I have low confidence level. You lift my confidence level. As a prayogi, my emotions don't matter. It is only the soul that matters, because we do things in doership mode. You don't want my soul to get into the evil side. I have always been an evil person with evil thoughts in doership mode. I pray to you that I remain in non-doership mode. Help me remain balanced without fears and live moment to moment. When a person is attacking me, help me remain unaffected and not treating him like enemy, like Bhakta Prahlada. Will living moment to moment lead me to this stage? I remember what you said. If you think Guru is near or far, it is all in the mind. I can feel that you always have and will be in my heart. But as a prayogi, your job is just not to take care of my one soul. There are billion souls to take care of. How can you remain with me all the time? This is also fearful means selfish thinking. I can't help at this stage. Guide this confused person, Swami. Rameshwari, you are very harsh on yourself. First, don't be violent on yourself. Not being violent on oneself itself is a big contribution you are doing to yourself and to the society and to your people around. Being violent on oneself, maybe by speech, thought, action, anything. Sometimes people go on fast, maybe for one day is okay. But when they go on fast for 12 days or 15 days or 40 days, which their body cannot resist or stand, because somebody has said, if you go through this, your problem will be solved. They are violent on the body. A person who is violent to himself, how he can be non-violent outside? So, like that, you are being too violent to yourself. That don't be too violent to yourself. Whatever has happened has happened. First is you have to accept yourself as you are. Then you can improve on it. Yes, of course, you are accepting yourself. But there is no need to be so violent. Actually, this belongs to many of us, what you have written. Many of us are not telling openly, are not coming in the open. But Rameshwari is one brave person to come out and say what is her problem, which is the problem with many people. Absolutely, there are a lot of people on this earth who are suffering with same maladies. Of course, you know your problem. You do not know how to come out of that problem. Being aware at every point of time that you are not the doer is the only solution. Of course, pain is mandatory, suffering is optional. You are now not suffering due to pain. You are suffering due to suffering. That's you are expecting a suffering to happen. Pain in the body, pain in the mind, psychosomatic. All this is futuristic. You are expecting something to happen negative to you, or as a result of which there is going to be pain. As I said, pain for the body is mandatory. Even I undergo pain. Okay. The past 1 week, 10 days, I had to do certain things and gobble up certain things, on account of which I am undergoing a lot of pain. Even as I talk to you now, the body is having pain. But probably the awareness that Lord is there with me always, He is always by my side. The awareness and confidence and faith. Having faith with a person absolutely is something probably it has come from the past. In the past also you might have been like that, we might have met and you might not have had faith with me. This is a normal thing. Having faith with a person or not is very normal. Because you have been already conditioned into various other things. A person who has been conditioned into various other things, to suddenly change the stand is not possible. It is there in the blood right from the beginning. Probably that is also a karma action of the past which was done in the doership mode. If you do everything in the non-doership mode, definitely you are not going to have any aspect of karma following you or chasing you. How I am is something different. I lived probably as a prayogi, as you rightly said, I was conditioned right from my younger days to be like this. That is why I am like this. You have been conditioned that way, that is why you are like that. But incidentally, somewhere there was some aspect of karma where I had to once again re-interfere in your life in this Janma. As a result of which I have come in connection with you. Otherwise, that connection is not possible. Had that connection was severe, or in the past it was not to be, it would have dropped automatically, but that connection is continuing. So somewhere I have faith that you are going to become a non-doer. That faith I have. Whether you have faith in me or not, I have faith in you. That is there. Because I have accepted you for what you are. Simply. You are just this. You are a nice girl. That's all. To be nothing more. I just pray for all. I pray for you also. That's all. Nothing more. Nothing big as a prayogi I am doing for you. Okay. Yes, absolutely. A guru is not a problem solver. Automatically every problem will be solved by the Lord. He creates a problem. He tests us probably whether we are in the doership or non-doership mode. When we are in the non-doership mode, the damage is very, very less. When we are in the doership mode, the damage is more. Even the karma what we have to face for the past doership mode, if we are today in the non-doership mode, the suffering will be less. That's all. The pain will be less. In fact, you may not have suffering. Pain will be less. That is how the things are. And somewhere one has to practice that. That is upasana, not sadhana. I don't want you to fix a goal and work for the goal. Lord is not a goal. He can never be achieved through a goal. But if we keep praying to Him, upasana, if we have faith in Him, He will show us a good way to go through things very peacefully, normally, despite the circumstances around being horrible in one's life. He will help you. So, slowly it is a sort of a practice which you have to make. Yeah, Hiranyakashipu, despite torturing Prahlada so many times, Prahlada wanted only peace with his father. And ultimately with Narayana, he requested that let his father be liberated. Let him not be pushed to Naraka. That was the kind of affection Prahlada had for Hiranyakashipu, despite all the torture. So, Prahlada went through the pain, but never experienced suffering because he was one with Narayana. To be faithful as Prahlada with Narayana is something. That's also Lord's will. Nothing takes place in this cosmos without Lord's will. Ultimately, He is the doer. He is the karta. He will do things the way it has to be done. Incidentally, we are there in that game. We are there to entertain the Lord. That's what Yajnavalkya says. We are there to entertain the Lord. That entertainment also is only Him. It's more like some dance from behind. So there is something is operating. Entire cosmos, the entire Jagat, whatever has come into creation from the Bindu, from that one small single point, which Swayam we call him as Narayan, he is called by many names across the world, according to one's own faith and belief. So, ultimately he guides and guards. Sridhar is not guiding you, please remember. What little consolation I am offering through this video It's not just for you. It's for many other people who are also in the same train like you. Probably they did not have that courage to freely express the way Rameshwari has expressed. That is why I appreciate your courage. This courage of accepting oneself of what all they are openly in a public forum is not there for many. But Rameshwari has got that courage. But my only feeling is you are too violent on yourself. You need not be. Yes, you may not be totally faithful or anything, but why did you express this to me? If you did not have faith with me, or if your faith levels were much lesser than many others in the circle, how have you come forward to express all these things openly in the Facebook? You have very openly documented what all you felt. Suppose we don't have faith with a person, will we go back to that person and document this is what we feel like? So ultimately, please remember, you have a lot of faith in me. That is there. That is Lord's grace. Lord's grace that you have to be a part of my family, for which I thank Him a lot. This is something very beautiful. My accepting you is just for you. That's all. I am not expecting you to change in any way. Please remember, I have not come here to change your character or change your thinking. I have just come here to live with you. That's all, nothing more. As a prayogi, I am here to live with you. That's all. When you go through some trouble, please remember, I am catching hold of your hand and I am walking you through. When you are in trouble, when you are in problem, I am catching hold of your hand. I am making you to cross the trouble. That's my role, not for me to solve the problem. When problem is there, I am there. When you are very happy, I am not there. I don't need to be there, because after all, you are already happy. Only when you are sad, when you are depressed, when you are demoralized, then the prayogi is there. I am there with you. Please remember. I am there with all depressed people. I am there with all demoralized people. I am there with people who have been left at large. I am there with orphans. I am there with those people who really need my hand at a particular point of time in their life, when they are undergoing a very crucial period of disaster in their life. Everybody undergoes that disaster. I am there with them in all that point of time of disaster. I am not here to chit chat. I am not here to enjoy with you. I have not come for all that. I have come here only to be with you, especially during your depressed times. I will be there always in your heart, and many other hearts who have doubts. Suspicion and doubt is very normal. It is very normal of any human. I don't find anything wrong with you on that. So don't worry about all this. Just try to work in a small way as to how. Yes, people will come and boast. That is very normal. When they achieve success, they will say it is me. When, especially in doership mode, when they face failure, they will say it's all Lord. Destiny, they will call. Destiny can never be positive. Destiny means it's only negative. How it can be? Fate means only negative. Why? The word has been used so many times in such a way. So we always use it in a negative connotation, not positive. Even you are achieving some money in a lottery is your fate, is your destiny, you got it. Even you are getting promoted in the office is your destiny, is your fate. It's all Lord's will. Had you not been there, somebody else would have been there, but still He chose you. He was so compassionate towards you. He has preferred you. He was your choice. So living a choiceless life makes us to understand better. When somebody talks very high about themselves, we just smile at them. Is it not? When somebody says they are very hard hit because something is damaged in their career or in their life, we console them, we counsel them. Is it not? We counsel them. We counsel them saying that don't worry, this is all a normal thing, it's a small thing, it's a small issue, these too will pass. Everything passes with time. That is what the concept of time. When you live moment to moment, time is more easy. If you live only in this moment, time is more easy. When you are in the past or in the future, then time looks elongated. That is the problem. So living moment to moment will definitely help you to come out of all these maladies. So try living that way. Don't be very harsh on yourself. Don't be very violent to yourself. If one is violent to themselves, they will be violent to others also. Anything if we do more than what is necessary. Okay, fasting for a day is okay. It's alright. But fasting for 20 days, 30 days, there are people. There was a gentleman who was boasting to me, I have not eaten from the morning. Nobody asked him not to eat. So there are some people who don't eat. That itself will fuel their anger. They call it, some nowadays kids call it hangry. Hangry it seems. Hunger and angry. I learned this very recently. Hangry they call it. Some people remain hungry to be angry. To be angry is to be violent. Even anger may not be expressed, it may be inside also. But very violent, they may be. They may be very violent. Sometimes some people handle. I just saw one elderly gentleman telling a joke on a video clip, which I would like to share with you. That was a nice joke, he said. Somebody was there in the queue, he was observing, there was one man standing in the front, Japanese Airlines it seems, and the other person was, some waiter was there who was boarding the luggages and all, and this man was shouting at him. But that man was smiling. The man who was boarding the luggages onto the machine which takes something like probably a belt. He was in charge of putting the stamped, printed thing which comes out of the, and they used to stamp and he was shouting. But that man was quietly listening. He was smiling. Very beautifully he was smiling. This man was observing this. This man is a great exponent of anger management. He used to give lectures and classes. So after that man left to the boarding gate, and he probably would have boarded the flight, this man As he came near the queue, he called this fellow and asked, "We are all doing anger management. We are telling people how to manage your anger and all. But how is it you are able to do it? I saw that man was shouting at you, but you were smiling at him all along." That person smiled and said, "That gentleman is going to America. His luggage is going to Dubai." So some people basically they feed their anger by being hungry. Even when the kid is hungry, when it starts throwing tantrums, the mother will feed the kid. Sometimes you need food for the body, sometimes you need food for the thought, for balancing anger. Most of the time, anger is because of expectation, or somebody is not doing the way it has to be done or the way it has to be told. Some sort of an ego is also there. So don't be violent to yourself. This is what I say. You are saying all this to me, okay, once and for all, just forget it. You have already confessed. Confession is over. Now you feel relaxed and relieved. You have told the master. There cannot be any better medium to whom you could have expressed. You have already expressed it to your master. Don't worry, I am always there with you. There is absolutely nothing to worry. Till your last, till my last, I call not this one Janma. As long as the soul merges, in fact, you will merge earlier. Mine is the last bus. Be happy, be joyous. Don't be violent on yourself. Don't be angry. Enjoy life. Bye. Thank you. Some other time.